Hello, I wanted to share this dream that I had, and this has been about 3 weeks ago. Um, I was standing in the kitchen looking out my sliding glass window door, and we have some trees between us and the other property, and then there's the next door neighbor's pond. And I was looking at the pond, and there was a fishing line that went out, and then the bobble, and then it came back, and then it was thrown out again. Then I looked up in the sky, and there was a round balloon floating up to the sky. Then, as I was still looking out, there's a electrical line going across close to the pond, and there was a round white-faced clock on it, and it was in black numbers, and it was outlined in black, and it was just coming. It was passing by. Then it got a little bit past the front of me, and then the scene changed, and I ended up in a town that I haven't seen before, so I don't know what that was about. And there were all these tall buildings, and I was in one of the buildings, and a lot of them have apartments above the stores. I lived in one years ago, but this I was on the bottom, so it was like I owned the bottom and the top floor in this one. And I come back from the stepped back from the window. Also, down Main Street, the clock was still rolling by. It was going by. And so I thought to myself, I think I'll go take a nap, and but I need to write down those 4 items for the grocery before I forget them. So I go into the kitchen, and in the kitchen is standing my 2 daughters that's around 16, 17, maybe 17, 18, later teens. I don't have daughters in life. I have a son, but no daughters, so I don't know why I had daughters in the dream. But I wrote down my list, and I said, I think I better not take a nap. I'll go ahead and get these things now at the grocery and go ahead and get them over with. And I also need to get some brown and serve rolls. And then I woke up. Now, I don't know why I need to get some brown and serve rolls, but what I think the dream was basically saying was about the fishing line going onto the pond is in Matthew 4:19, it says, "Come follow me," Jesus said, "and I will send you out to fish for people." And the balloon going up in the air, I thought was maybe for sometimes they can symbolize celebration. And it says in Luke 15:10, "In the same way, I tell you, there is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents." And I was like, okay, so then the clock going by, I guess time is passing by. It didn't have wings, so it wasn't flying by, but it could have been flying by. But time's passing by. I'm like, get going, time's passing by. And it says in Matthew 24:42 and 24:44, "Therefore stay awake, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. Therefore you also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect." Now, I was getting ready, when I was in the other home, I was getting ready to take a nap, but I decided not to. I decided to stay awake. Now, as far as the bread, going to the store to buy bread, I can't buy Jesus. I can buy Bibles, which is the Word of God, which also sometimes is the bread of life. Jesus himself is the bread of life. It says in John 6:35, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty." And Mark 4:4, Jesus answered, "It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God." So I don't know what that dream was saying to me, to go out and spread the word of God, to go out and buy Bibles to give out. I can't go buy Jesus. I can buy the word of God, but I can't go buy Jesus, so I don't know. There's another dream I had about probably 4 nights later after this. And these people and this girl and her family came to visit me. And they were it was an unwanted visit. I hadn't expected them to show up. And it seems like whenever they come to see me, that they were always throwing digs and jabs at me. And I just, it wasn't just a positive experience. But I looked at the girl's jaw, and she had going down on her right there was this, like a dental pick, the tartar scraper, that has a little pick on the end. It was in her jaw, and on the out at the end, the hook come out. And I didn't know what this meant. There's a few, sometimes God gives me a couple of different meanings, and sometimes it could be a Bible, it can be like a Bible verse pointing to that, or it can be personal, or both. Sometimes it can be both. Now, I didn't know, but it was kind of weird. I couldn't figure it out. But a few days later, I kept seeing on YouTube videos about Ezekiel 38 and 39. And this is a verse that I found. I started reading it. Ezekiel 38, verse 4. I will turn you around, put hooks in your jaws, and bring you out with your whole army, your horses, your horsemen, fully armed, and a great horde with large and small shields, all of them brandishing their swords. So I don't know if this had anything to do with that or not, but I just thought I would share that too. And I guess that's it. May God bless all of you, and thank you so much for watching.